A tense congressional exchange raises serious questions about the role and independence of federal law enforcement. Representative Goldman confronts FBI Director nominee Kash Patel over allegations of political influence, accountability, and the future direction of the FBI. At the center of this hearing is a broader national debate. Can federal institutions remain impartial amid rising political tensions? As both sides present sharply different perspectives, this moment offers insight into how oversight, power, and public trust intersect in today's political landscape.
It should concern all of us. And yet, since taking office, President Trump has been on a revenge tour. He has targeted individuals, universities, law firms, with executive orders to cut them out or to make them come under his will. He has used ICE to disappear U.S. citizens without due process. And he's fully ignored a unanimous Supreme Court order, and then over the weekend wasn't sure if he was obligated to uphold the Constitution of the United States. In your book, your recent book, Government Gangsters, you include an appendix with a list of names that people have referred to as an enemies list. Now, I know you will claim it's just an appendix, not an enemies list. So let's focus on how the president sees it, on what the president calls it. And you proudly display his quote on the front cover of your book. The president calls this a brilliant roadmap, a blueprint. And I have not even raised your storied children's book, The Plot Against the King. It concerns me how many people from this blueprint have been targeted with executive orders and FBI investigations. The FBI cannot be weaponized, and under your leadership, it has been nothing but a weapon alongside the president.
Ma'am, you want to know who was targeted by a weaponized FBI? Me. You want to know how and why?
Well,
you want to know what I'm doing to fix it?
That. Let me move on.
Well, you should read the
topics.
book because there's no enemies list on that book.
So
there are people that violated their constitutional obligations and their duties to the American people,
That's good.
and they were rightly called out. And you should give that book to every one of your constituents so they can read about it.
I won't be.
This exchange highlights the intensity of modern congressional oversight, where accusations and counterclaims often reflect deeper political divisions. Representative Goldman raises concerns about the independence of the FBI and whether leadership under Kash Patel could blur the line between law enforcement and political influence. Allegations such as perjury, misuse of authority, or weaponization are serious and typically require formal investigation or legal review to be substantiated. At the same time, nominees often push back strongly, framing themselves as reformers addressing past institutional bias. For viewers, an important question emerges. How should the public evaluate competing claims in hearings like this, where facts, interpretation, and political messaging can overlap?
Doing that.
That's their loss.
During your Senate confirmation hearings, you repeatedly denied having any involvement as a private citizen in the firing of FBI officials who engaged in the prosecution against January 6 insurrectionists, the violent rioters who beat and killed Capitol police officers, and whom you referred to as political prisoners. Since then, multiple whistleblowers have come forward, and we know that you likely committed perjury. At the same hearing, you claimed you were not familiar with Stu Peters, an anti-Semitic Holocaust denier, despite the fact that you appeared on Mr. Peters' podcast 8 separate times. 8 times, and you claimed not to recall. Mr. Patel, my second question is, should we worry more about your memory or your veracity?
We should worry more about your lack of candor. You're accusing me of committing perjury. Tell the American people how I broke the law and committed a felony. Have the audacity to actually put the facts forward instead of lying for political banter so you can have a 20-second donation hit.
The answer is both. I believe that
the answer is you're failing, not me.
I reclaim my time.
Go ahead.
Mr. Patel, I believe that the members of the FBI, and I know many of them, many retired, 38,000 people, as you say, it's a little less than that now, deserve the very best, deserve extraordinary independence, deserve freedom from the fears of being investigated, the freedom of coming forward to make sure they're doing their job. And I'll end with this, that I think it's interesting that in your proposal today, you find yourself at a gulf of difference between you and the president. I wonder how you will resolve that. Will you go to the president and say we need $11.2 billion, not what you cut out of here? You're asking for more than $1 billion than the president's request. Are you going to go to the president and straighten out that gulf?
I'll do what I've always done and represent the American people, defend this country, and make sure the Constitution is always upheld and the FBI is never weaponized. Maybe you should do the same.
So you agree with the president when he says he doesn't know if he should uphold his constitutional duty?
If you want to just keep putting words in my mouth, the TV cameras are outside.
I thank you. I yield back. Again, this is an unserious moment, sadly, for the FBI. I yield back.
This exchange between Representative Dan Goldman and FBI nominee Kash Patel underscores the broader debate about trust in federal institutions. Questions about political influence, leadership credibility, and agency independence are central to how the public evaluates figures tasked with overseeing national law enforcement. While hearings like this often feature sharp rhetoric, they also serve as a platform for accountability and transparency. Ultimately, decisions about leadership and policy will shape how institutions like the FBI operate moving forward. What's your perspective on this exchange? Does it reflect necessary oversight or growing political division? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you value clear, balanced analysis of major political moments, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more in-depth coverage.